Well, Cameron, you finally gotten down to the core of who you are. So, after going through my videos, content, looking at what I've made, what I've done, thinking about my life, my passions that I've had, the the very first passion, truly, which I've been interested in since I was 14, and I'm listening to a lot of these older professionals who talking about like when they first got into their career, they were 14. And that the truth of the matter is that has been real estate for me. Since I was 14 years old, I wanted to own land and be in real estate. Curious enough, I don't have nearly any of the books I read at that time when I was teaching myself. And the reason being is because I didn't have the money to buy the books, so I did the most natural thing: internet archives. Internet archives. I just read the books online, read the PDFs online, got the information that way, and internalized the information. Found the mentors at that age. Um, Found out a plan that I needed to have to execute. Now you look at yourself 10 years later and you've executed on that plan. And the reason, more than likely, because like why you were feeling lost was because you had executed on the plan, which was a subconscious plan, and you had expressed it consciously throughout your life experience. So then it was like, wow, I did it. Like I did it, but I wasn't even woke to the fact that I did it, because a lot of other just like self confidence and self esteem issues, which you picked up from peer pressure and your other friends' low self esteems about who they were, but you've always known who you were. Since you were 14, you knew you wanted to own land. Like don't you remember asking mom and dad for your birthday? They're like, Cameron, what do you want for your birthday? And you're like, well, I want some land. And they're just like baffled because like one, they have no idea how to even get land. Like they're just like, well, you just want land? Like not even a house. No, land. I want land. It's like, what? Uh how much how much is that supposed to cost? I had no idea at the time. Now I'm an agent, soon to be broker. I'm gonna write a book, author. So and at the time I was like, I could have land, I could plant my fruit trees on it, like which I mean you have your trees in your garden now because you own land now. You got your fig trees and your pomegranate trees. So look forward to planting more trees in the future. Um, and then at the time also, you bought a course from a mentor. You found an online mentor. You did their courses and their education trainings. You were just too scared to go do the door knocking, even though you had the right education. You just didn't have the internal confidence. Again, because you just didn't have it at the time. Like you were just weaker than you are now. I mean, yeah, at that time in high school, um, I think this was like, what else was going on? We just moved. I think this was around the time I was getting bullied in high school. So that's probably part of the issue. Probably a big part of the issue, getting bullied. But that was because I was good at what I did because I practiced it. I've always practiced what I did. So the point being is, you have all these other passions and creativities because you're a creative person. Like the writing, you'll have time for that later on in life. Um, I mean, pretty much the arts, the artistry, music, you'll have time for that later on in life. And now I'm realizing that like the sales skills that I've been building for myself, the library of sales skills also, I have that to utilize. I have strategies and tactics to utilize for my business, of building my business, my sales business, and then also building my portfolio business. So scaling that. I mean, and the fastest way, anybody watching this, the fastest way to scale a real estate portfolio is with sales. Whether it's you're selling a network of people, let's say for instance, I was managing properties for, a group of owners. I could scale my own personal portfolio or group portfolio by leveraging the equity in the owner's properties to then buy more properties and paying them either some sort of like what is it, like a preferred investor return on their capital out of the profits from the newly acquired assets, and then scaling like that and buying more properties and getting off market properties through, which is what you'll do over time